Hello everybody, this is Robert with Zoning Bear. I've been busy, not able to make videos. Well, actually I recorded some videos, but it just didn't work out. So I've been messing around, besides with cauticles and different slurries and lubrications and testing different things. I wanted to get I've been practicing or testing myself with the left hand honing. I just didn't make a video of it. I wanted to see how it worked out with it and the learning phase of it. It's definitely a good thing to try out, especially if you've gotten far along and you're fairly proficient at honing. That's a nice thing to do. It also helps you reconnect and understand the struggles of what someone new is experiencing when they're first starting out. So it's a nice way to kind of reposition your mind, because you've got it down so much, you're doing so much, things that you're not even realizing, and by using the other hand, it helps you sympathize with their struggles and what they're sensing and what they're not sensing and whatnot. So this is a nice little Wade and Butcher. Actually, patina was on it. I don't even know if this thing was used. There was a chip I tried repairing. It popped off, and I said forget it and left it like that because it doesn't affect it. But that's probably for another date. So it was all left-handed. I put a slate edge on it. As you can see, it's got a nice little smile to it. Let's see. It's fairly good condition, you know. But there's always nuances to the razors anyways, especially once you get them on the stone. So I don't know if you can see it or not, if that's going to reflect, but this is a shale. And I've noticed with the different shales and slates that I've got, you get a little bit more chatoyance, you know, that look like the 3D layering with the shales than you do with the slates. See, slates can have, like this is a purple slate, I don't know where from, but if you see, look at it, it's got the irregularities and stuff, and it just doesn't have the depth that you get with the shale. And then here's another one, the Olympus stone, which I've been practicing and messing with, that Eric is loaning out. A very unique stone, a very unique edge of what it does, and I'll be finishing on that with this one. It really is a nice finisher. Very dense, very slow, lacks a lot of the feedback. But the thing is where it shines is the finishing, and it's very unique in that case. So anyways, let's get started. And I won't be putting any tape on here. And the prerequisites with these is they get scratched up fairly easy. So I go and I get rid of all those scratches, those deep scratches that got put in there, and I lapped it with what is a 1000 Toma plate just to get the scratches out. And now I'm using a dark blue Thuringian, whatever, slurry stone to further condition the surface. And with slates, it's kind of like what you do with the arcs, except the arcs are a lot tougher, but you can condition the surface for better performance or for polishing and fine finish. So with this edge that I got on this Wade and Butcher, it was on a purple slate. It was fine. Took me a couple tries to get the keenness up, but it wasn't what I wanted. I thought it was a little harsh, so I might have got a little too keen or not. So I wanted to try the shale to work my way up to the Olympus stone. So it feels like I've got a good amount of surface prep. And then so now, and I always use both hands anyway, so and that's one thing I noticed with the switching to left hand is you don't understand that feedback that you developed with your right hand off the bat. So that's one thing I am struggling with here is gauging the feedback. But the bevel's already set on this. It already was a shaving. Right now I'm just redoing the texture of the blade with using the Thringan slurry on this shale stone. And I guess you can call it mottled. It looks very similar to kind of how the one Greg is using, the gray, but this is the traditionally well-known black shale that's got that chatoyance and that shininess to it. But I was actually surprised with this stone, the finish that it was using and the uniformity of the cut that it was giving to the putting on the blade, something that I wasn't getting on the other slates that I have. Well, besides the Thringan stones, Thringan's cut pretty uniformly. You don't get these heavy striations at the bevel, and I'm talking about using 60 plus or 60 times power, or whatever you want to call on my loop that I have. And there's these deeper striations that I was getting on the different slates that I have. And so this is actually more similar to one of my Thringan stones. And that's a harder, this is a harder one. I don't know that it's a dark blue or not, but it looks very similar to the way Greg Gallant's Escher that he has. And he sent me an edge, an Escher edge from that stone that he has on one of my blades that he sent back to me. And it was like spot on how this one feels. I have other ones that, like this one's like a green, yellow green I think it is, or green at least. But this is very soft. This is the softest stone that I have, and I have other ones that are harder. But they all have that uniformities in the scratch pattern. And so this one right here was the closest, the shale right here is closest to that, but it's got its own. Actually, I didn't shave off of this. I went to the silkstone that I've got, and I'm actually was worried about that stone not working out, but the finish on it is absolutely fantastic. Honing on it is kind of like the Olympus, in where it is mediocre feeling. You're not too sure about it, but after conditioning the surface and making sure that I had the irregularities that were in the stone taken care of, that made a huge difference, and it's just fantastic finish on it. I was pretty impressed with it. And like Greg was complaining that these things suck up water, and this one, the Shale, does the same thing. It doesn't quite sit on the surface like the other slates do. The slates seem to be a lot more waterproof, or whatever you want to call it. So I thought it was interesting that he soaked his. I didn't think about trying that, which I just keep spraying on spraying the stone, and so that just takes care of it for me. But anyways, I have been also experimenting with the different lubrications on the stone. And Devin, the unknown stone, he was using transmission fluid. Of course, others have used oil, and I have been experimenting with the talc stone that I have. I tried getting some talc powder, and the stuff that I got was absolutely so inconsistent and gritty. It set back my edge. So finding pure talc powder that's actually refined properly, that might be a little bit trickier to find. I also used limestone. That worked fairly well. It works almost spot on to the talc stone that I've got. It's, you know, those limestone pencils for marking metal workers and stuff like that, or working with dark woods, so you can actually see the lines. And that it actually goes into the little crevices that you get in the stone. Alright, sorry to interrupt on this, but lost some footage and there was some other stuff. Basically, I ended up switching a bit after that and testing with the packing peanuts. I switched over to the Olympus stone. First started off with soapy water, or soap, and then diluted it down, and then switched over to oil and finished on the oil. And the part that I missed out, or the recording stopped working, I did the hair test to show that they cut both ways. So basically the edge turned out good. Just ran out of time and space, I guess. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you have a good one. Thanks for watching.